First base, number 9, Pipolo Lopez. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 95, Khalil Luna. Fielding but not batting, the pitcher, number 7, Marco Diaz. The home, Toronto Batman. Leading off, the shortstop, number 9, Yuji Okawa. Batting second base, Tyler Carlisle. Batting third, the third baseman, number 37, Nick Shales. Batting cleanup at first base, number 19, Greg Johnson. Batting fifth, in left field, number 99, Corey Williams. And sixth in right field, number 9.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament in Kitchener as the Hill United Chiefs back on Softball Premier TV. And in this contest, they will take on the Toronto Batmen, their first of 3 round-robin games on this Saturday. In fact, they will play a doubleheader, and we'll take a look at their batting lineup. They won their opener last night with a 2-1 hard-fought victory over JDT First Energy, and no Shane Boland, who continues to battle a bit of an injury. So Alan Pecker in the leadoff spot, Nick White, who's having a fabulous year, Tony Gonzalez, Blake Hunter hits in the number 7 hole. Khalil Luna gets to start at shortstop today in place of Shane Boland, and will bat in the number 9 hole. For their opponent, the Toronto Batmen, looks a little different in part this weekend. Is at shortstop, Ryuji Okawa, who is a member of the Japanese national team. He played in the World Cup last summer in Prince Albert. Paul I, the longtime chief, Nick Shales. Danny Benson is at first today. Derek Hyde behind home plate. Mason McKay, Corey Way, Liam LaForest in the outfield, and Derek Hyde will catch the starter, Riley Mannion. Mannion has pitched 2 innings so far this season against the Hill United Chiefs. It came in an 8-1 setback last weekend at the Chiefs Challenge. In the 2 innings, he gave up 3 runs, 5 hits, struck out 2, and walked 1. As Alan Pecker set to lead off, he was 0 for 2 in the game one night ago. In fact, in that 2-1 victory, the Chiefs only managed a couple of hits in the entire game, but managed to claw out a victory. Following this game, it's a doubleheader start for the Chiefs on this Saturday. And they'll take on, once again, their arch-rival, the Bear Creek Gremlins. The Gremlins were 1-0 losers last night to the Bear Creek Express. David Galeno hit a home run for the Express in the 7th to walk things off. The Batmen, on the other hand, they fell in their tournament opener last night by a score of 6-3 at the hands of JDT. So the way the tournament works, there are 5 teams in this division. First place team will have an automatic bye into tomorrow at noon's championship final, with teams 2 and 3 playing in a semifinal game tomorrow morning, slated for 10.
Riley Mannion, leading off for the Hill United Chiefs.
As Alan Pecker is set to lead things off. Alan on the year is 23 of 54. He's doubled twice, tripled, hit 6 home runs, and driven in 8 runs. He was robbed of a home run last night on a wonderful catch in the outfield by Jonathan Lynch. 9 for 18 last weekend at the Chiefs Challenge, including a 4 for 4 performance in the final, the setback at the hands of the Bear Creek Gremlins. And we are set to get underway about 7 minutes early. And the first pitch is fouled away by Alan Pecker from Mannion, who has shown over the last number of years that when he is at the top of his game, he can give any lineup at this level trouble. Has yet to completely find that game-by-game type consistency, and it's not easy for a young pitcher, as this is in foul territory and playable for Corey Way, who calls off the speedy shortstop from Japan, Okawa, and there is one out in the first. So good communication, even though this is the first weekend, is Okawa just moving out of the way. And now red-hot Nick White. He's 20 for 36. Had one of the two hits last night, a beautiful bunt single in the game. Coming off a 7 for 11 performance with a home run and 2 runs batted in last weekend at the Chiefs Challenge. And the 22-year-old from Truro, Nova Scotia, takes high and out of the zone. Great to have you with us, no matter where you might be looking on this Saturday morning. And a drop ball from Mannion misses. Dave Jackson behind home plate. Matthew LeClaire works at first, and it's Mike Crowder over at third. That is our umpire crew for this game. White high in the air. Nick Shales will move over towards the dugout, and he will indeed have room. So 2 quick outs for Mannion and the Toronto Batmen. These two teams, by the way, have met twice already this year. In the opening tournament of the year, the first major one is what I would refer to it as, the Bear Creek Classic. The Batmen, behind the pitching of Roman Godoy, downed Hill United by a score of 7-3, but last weekend, Hill United in 6 innings downed the Batmen by a score of 8-1. Last weekend was a bit of a disappointment for the Batmen as they failed to qualify for the quarterfinal round. They ended up in 9th place after the round robin of the Chiefs Challenge. They ended up winning the B division, but not where they wanted to be. There's Brad Ezekiel, the batter, with 2 out, moving down in the order from his regular 2 spot to 3 with the absence of Shane Boland. The 39-year-old from Harbor, Maine, Newfoundland, and he will draw a walk in Hill United as their first base runner. Ezekiel 0 for 2 in the game one night ago. As you see, it's down and out of the zone as Ezekiel and John Hill, coaching over at first base, collects the equipment, and now the catcher, Bruno Matroni. And Matroni looks at a pitch down and out of the zone. Bruno's 16 for 45 on the season. He's doubled 4 times, homered 4 times, and driven in an impressive 19 runs. Only Tony Gonzalez has more for the Chiefs with 20. Bruno did not start the game last night. He came into the game as a pinch hitter and did not deliver a hit, but was a solid 5 for 10 last weekend at the Chiefs Challenge. As Mannion, after a couple of pop-outs, looking to find his rhythm, falling behind Matroni. And that one does indeed find the zone, a drop on the inner half. 23 degrees, humid, and they are calling for rain this afternoon. We hope it stays away. And again, out of the zone, and back-to-back walks for Ezekiel and Bruno Matroni. And here's second baseman Lenny Viavazzo, who was hurt in the championship final of the tournament in Mitchell a couple of weekends ago. He did not participate in the Chiefs Challenge last weekend, but great to see him back. He was 0 for 2 in the game last night, and he is a solid 16 for 35 to open 2026. A 4-time All-World player at the ISC World Tournament. He was on the second team in Mankato, Minnesota, as the Chiefs won back-to-back in their 7th ISC World Crown last year. And the rise ball is up. So Mannion starts well and then walks the next two batters. And Hill United looking to take advantage of a couple of free passes. And the drop ball again is out of the zone. 2 balls and a strike to Villavazo, who has driven in 13 runs this season. Hit it high, deep, and Corey Way didn't even turn. That is absolutely clobbered over the permanent fence and off a tree. My goodness. Did Lanny Villavazo crush that pitch for his 4th home run of the year? And any time you see an outfielder not even look, you know where it's headed. This is a monster blast. It carried. Watch it go off the tree. So Hill United in front, 3-0 is the quality campaign for Lenny Villavazo continues. And it's 3-0 early. And Mannion trying to settle back in as he faces Tony Gonzalez, who's 18 for 50 on the year. A team leading 20 runs batted in and also has 5 home runs. This is hard hit for a base hit. No chance for Ryuji Okawa, the shortstop. And Tony Gonzalez, who was 0 for 2 in the game last night, has his first hit of the weekend. So many good hitters in this lineup. And Tony Gonzalez has been an extremely consistent member of the Hill United Chiefs. Now Blake Hunter inserted into the lineup. The 39-year-old from Nanaimo, British Columbia. 0 for 1 in the game last night against JDT. And Blake pops this really high in the air. Denny Benson gives way to Nick Shales. Inning over, but not before a Lanny Villavazo blast that has given Hill United an early 3-0 lead on day 2 of the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament. This is Hill United Chiefs softball on Softball Premier TV. Hill United on a Lenny Villavazo 3-run homer have opened the lead. And here's the lineup that they will face, including new to the lineup this weekend. And he homered last night in his first game with the Batmen. Ryuji Okawa. Nick Shales, always fired up, has been early this year to play his longtime team. Benson, Way, Owen Torrey's the designated player. Hyde and the center fielder Mason McKay to face Marco Diaz. Diaz 5-3 on the year. He struck out 101 batters, and in and around him, White, Ezekiel Pecker in the outfield, Blake Hunter, Khalil Luna in place of the banged-up Shane Boland in short, Lenny Villavazo, Pipolo Lopez, and behind home plate, the veteran Bruno Matroni. And here is Ryuji Okawa, 1 for 3 last night. Was just 1 for 12 at the World Cup for Japan last summer. He played in the U23 World Cup with his home country back in the year 2023. And a nice addition this weekend. I'm not sure if it is a permanent one or not. Is Marco Diaz set to work. He did pitch a couple of innings last night in relief of the starter, Tyler Randerson. In fact, the Chiefs used all three of their pitchers in the 2-1 victory over JDT. And mentioned it last night. Don't be surprised if the Chiefs use that type of a system, as all of a sudden, even though it's relatively early in the year, these teams have started to face one another a lot already. You think about the upcoming game today at 11 against the Gremlins. The Chiefs and the Gremlins have already met 4 times. They only played 4 times all of last season. Okawa on the ground, and good hands to come up with it for the first out by Pipolo Lopez, as it got to him pretty quickly.
Batting up one out, the second baseman, number 7, Tyler Hallman.
As it tied him up inside, and he sent it to the right side of the diamond, but Lopez was ready. And now it's Tyler Paulai, the product of Mitchell, Ontario. 0 for 2 in the game last night against JDT. The only group to play a couple of times last night. 5-team division. Everybody plays one another prior to the start of the playoffs. And Diaz looking to get into a groove this morning. In the 2 innings last night against JDT, no runs, 2 hits. Struck out 4, did not walk anyone. He's only walked 11 batters in 55 innings of work so far this season. The all-world pitcher, and he's just 24 years old. As he reaches back to the rag known as Gorilla Gold and a rise ball to strike out Paulai for out number 2. And we talk about it a lot on Chiefs broadcasts. It is the rise ball that has really become a nice weapon for Diaz in the last season or so. It's primarily drop and change prior to that. And this gentleman, one of the all-time greats, Nick Shales, he'll be an instant ISC Hall of Famer when his career is over, and he's not ready to go by any stretch. 1 for 4 in the game last night against JDT's. 3 for 7 on the year against his old mates, the Chiefs, who he played with for many years, and has a couple of runs batted in. And it was a tough exit. Tough decision that was made. And Shales has found a new home with the Batmen. And he had a quality hack at that pitch, and the customary slap of the right thigh for Nick when he misses one that he thought he could have done a little more with. Always remember watching Nick early in his career in 2009 when he helped Australia win their first World Men's title in Saskatoon. And he was also part of his home country's winning team in 2022. And this one is hit towards Alan Pecker, who thought for just a second about trying to dive and make a play, but it's another hit for Shales against the Chiefs. He's now 4 for 8 versus his old group. And he has the first hit of the day off of his old teammate, Marco Diaz. As the hard-hitting, playing first base today, Denny Benson steps in. He's from Rama, Ontario. He homered last night in the 6-3 setback at the hands of JDT. And Diaz starts him with a changeup for strike one. Benson played for Canada late January, early February at the Pan American Men's Championship. Always on the precipice of moving into that next level. And with Canada having a massive turnover after last year's World Cup, certainly eyes will be on him for the next cycle leading to 2029. Drop ball, just missing outside to Benson, who's 1 for 7 on the year against the Chiefs in the first two meetings of these teams. Change up. And Benson in front of it as the count goes even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Benson, no batting gloves, old school, completely, no elbow pads. Just him and the bat. And when he gets it, it usually goes a long way. And Diaz thought he might have had strike 3. But the count full, which means that Nick Shales will be on the move with a pitch. And see what Diaz has to offer up. And he misses outside, and now runners at first and second. That's just the 12th walk of the year issued by Marco Diaz. Corey Way, the batter. And he's hit well against the Chiefs this year. He's 3 for 5. He's doubled, he's tripled, and he's driven in a run. It was 2 for 3 in the Batman victory over Hill United at the Bear Creek Classic, which in the case of Hill United cost them an opportunity to move into the Final Four and the playoffs. Corey Way is at home. He's from Waterloo. 1 for 3 last night against JDT. Trying to get his group back in it, and Matrone holds it, frames it. As Diaz, after 2 quick outs, the single by Shales and then the walk. And Diaz, its location just a little off early in the game. 2 balls and a strike to Corey Way, the left fielder. And there's a drop ball. Unfortunately, we do not have our usual toys at this tournament. Just the configuration of the ballpark, and it's a fabulous ballpark, but make it difficult to hang the new toy that gives us so many things: velocity, spin rate, and many other features that Luciano has added this season. Diaz has hit the radar at as high as 87 this year. And again, having trouble finding the zone as he's walked the last 2 batters, and the bases are now loaded. So Hill United with a 3-run first on a monster shot off the bat of Lenny Villavazzo, and now they find themselves in a bit of a sticky wicket as Liam LaForest is the batter. This is first official at bat potentially as he swings and fouls away a first pitch drop ball. Liam was 1 for 6 with the Batmen at last year's ISC World Tournament in Mankato, Minnesota. He's been in games defensively against Hill United, but doesn't have a bat registered, official one. And he is up in a potential game-changing situation as Diaz trying to find his rhythm. The smooth throwing right-hander. And this one does find a corner as Diaz working on the landing area. And Bruno Matroni is going to go out and see him. Now, Marco is a pretty unflappable type guy. Always smiling, never gets too uptight. It's one of the things that makes him one of the world's best. But could see in this inning maybe a little frustration as he tries to find the strike zone. So he wipes the brow and tries to get himself out of a jam and is able to do just that as Liam LaForest could not pull the trigger. So the Batmen load the bases, but Diaz, when he needed it most, with his second strikeout. 3-0 Hill United after 1 on day 2 of the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament in Kitchener-Waterloo.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
First baseman Pipolo Lopez leads things off. Had himself a quality weekend. 3 home runs for Pipolo Edgar Lopez, the 32-year-old from Tijuana in Mexico. 4 for 14 at the Chiefs Challenge with those 3 home runs and 6 runs batted in.
Moving on for the Chiefs in the top half of the second.
10 for 44 on the season with 5 home runs and 14 runs batted in. He did not participate in the game last night against JDT. There's Riley Mannion, who walked a couple of batters before issuing the big fly, and it was large to Lenny Villavazzo. The difference in the game. Lopez is what I would call a fantastic utility player. Can play in a few different spots and has really given the Chiefs good work. And this one is not coming back. That's another home run for Pipolo Lopez. No doubter. He crushes this for his 6th home run of the season. As he starts the Peter Hallman Memorial the same way he left off, by and large, last weekend. And he found one in the middle of the plate, and he did not make a mistake. As you see the swing, head down, barrels it up, and see you later. So Hill United jumps out in front 4-0. Not sure if Roman Godoy is here this weekend. Their number one pitcher did not participate last night. The former Hill United Chief, Godoy, and a great addition to this Toronto Batman staff. And when he is on his game, he definitely gives the Batman a chance against any opponent. And he'll be a really interesting player to watch when you think ahead to the ISC World Tournament that'll be held at the new Bear Creek facility in August. Khalil Luna, the youngster from Argentina, playing at shortstop today, just 22 years of age. And this young man is a good ball player. Showed that at the U23 World Cup earlier this year. Led that tournament and runs batted in with 13. He hit 6 homers. He was 10 for 19, second in average in the event. This one into the air and playable for Liam LaForest. And there is one out in the top of the second after Lopez homered to start the inning.
Back to the top of the order for Hill United.
And Luna, a versatile guy that you can use anywhere in the infield. He's played at second, third, and short already this year. A strike on the outer portion from Riley Mannion, who's given up a couple of big flies early in the game that has sprung the Chiefs to a 4-0 advantage. Change up. And it's just out of the zone. Robbed of a home run last night, and that was hit on a line as well. As Allen has his first base hit of the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament. And he wastes no time trying to steal second. But he is called out on the throw from Derek Hyde, and Alan Pecker thought that potentially he had found the bag first. That is really close. As Okawa, nice reception and the tag. So Pecker thrown out stealing, 2-6. As Nick White, who popped up in foul territory, is in the batter's box. Mom and Dad and his grandmother on hand this weekend. Always great to see them. Just terrific people. It's one of the great things about spending time around this sport. It's hard to find people that are unlikable. And Nick White, more speed on the base pass as he draws a walk. It's the third walk issued in the game by Mannion. And here's Brad Ezekiel. He walked back in the first and then scored on the Viavazo 3-run homer. And Nick White had a healthy jump, let's say, on the first pitch. And don't be surprised if he gets a green light. But he's not going here as Ezekiel takes in tight. Bradley's 12 for 47 on the season, 4 doubles, 3 home runs, and 13 runs batted in. One of this sport's all-time great hitters and clutch hitters. This one is a pop-up that will end the inning. So Ezekiel disappointed on his way back to the dugout. A Pipolo Lopez shot well out of here to right has the Chiefs in front 4-0 as they'll take to the field in the bottom of the second. On your home of softball, Softball Premier TV.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Thank you to Brian Porter and all the great work that Brian does, part of the Chiefs family, and just a terrific human. He's involved in so many ventures, business-wise, charity. He does fabulous work. Just enjoy every single visit I have with him. So Hill United taking full advantage. They've hit 2 home runs on their way to this 4-0 lead in the third meeting of these two teams in 2026. Owen Torrey is the batter, number 66. He's the designated player. He has homered against the Chiefs this season. Change up to open for him. He's from Chatsworth, Ontario. Was 1 for 3 in the loss to JDT last night. And the rise ball that fooled Torrey. 2 for 4 on the year against Hill United. And Diaz able to get himself out of a bases loaded scenario in the last inning. This one is foul. As Marco is going to launch the gum towards the dugout. See how long he goes in this one. Chiefs' first of 3 games today. They'll take on the rival Gremlins in the next game to follow right after this one. And then tonight in what is slated for 7 o'clock, they'll close out the round robin against the Bear Creek Express, a team that they have only met up with on one occasion this year, a 5-2 victory at the Canada East tournament in Mitchell a couple of weekends ago. And the rise, this one gets away from Diaz. The changeup, and Owen Torrey did well to get a piece of it. Ball and 2 strikes to the Batman designated player. And another change of pace, but this one misses outside. So 2-2 is the count. And make it 3 in a row. And Owen Torrey having himself a good at-bat as he's fought off a couple of those change-ups. Catcher Derek Hyde in the on-deck circle. And the rise ball gets Torrey on a pitch that was up and out of the zone. Strikeout number 3 of the morning for Diaz, who's up to 104 strikeouts on the season. He has had 10 or more on numerous occasions. The catcher, Derek Hyde from Tavistock, Ontario, 1 for 2 versus Hill United this season. Was 3 for 13 playing for Canada earlier this year at the Pan American Championship. He did hit a home run in that event against Peru. Drop ball. And on the outside corner, as Diaz yet to quite find his rhythm. But when he finds it, it is big trouble for other opponents. And Bruno shakes his head to say yes. And having Matroni behind the plate is just such an advantage for the pitching staff. He is a marvelous receiver and pitch caller. And Derek Hyde and a nice rip at the rise ball to foul that back. Hyde also played for Canada at the World Games last year in China. And a good swing, and poor Dave Jackson, that catches him. It has been a tough few weekends for umpires. Every weekend in its own respect for umpires is difficult. Great group of people, and they take their craft every bit as seriously as the players. And an excellent change-up from Diaz to get Hyde.
Batting with 2 out, the center fielder number 22, Mason McCabe.
And that one tailing away a little bit with the down movement. And in his customary number 9 spot, the center fielder, Mason McKay. Brother Mitch is not in the starting lineup today. Mason 1 for 3 last night versus JDT. And he's 1 for 4 with a run batted in against Hill United in the first 2 games. And he had a good hack at that pitch. He was picked up by Hill United last summer to play at the USA Nationals in Oklahoma City. This year, that tournament will be staged in South Bend, Indiana, the home of Notre Dame University. That tournament will be held the first weekend in August, just prior to the ISC World Tournament that starts on the 8th of August. The creme de la creme of the ISC softball world. And McKay chops that foul as he deals with Marco Diaz. A shake-off from Marco, and time is called. Marco's thrown 46 pitches so far in the game, 27 of those, 4 strikes. And he misses. And the count full on McKay. 2 out, bottom of the second. The Chiefs on a couple of home runs in front, trying to go 2-0 to start the round robin at the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament. And the drop ball this time is the right answer for Diaz, who struck out his last 4 in a row. And through 2, Hill United with a 4-0 lead on day 2 here in Kitchener-Waterloo. Hill United back to work with the bat. Lenny Villavazzo, a 3-run shot in the first. Pipolo Lopez with a solo homer in inning number 2 have paved the way to a 4-0 advantage. Catcher Bruno Matroni will lead things off. Villavazzo and Tony Gonzalez due up for Hill United in the third. And Riley Mannion remains the Toronto Batman pitcher. Mannion has represented his country in the past, U18, U23. Facing Bruno Matroni. Hill United with a number of players from Argentina on their team, and boy, they were a little nervous last night as their favorite soccer team had their hands full with Cape Verde and the smooth fielding Okawa. Retires Matroni for out number 1. Yeah, no one saw that coming last night at the World Cup. But Lionel Messi and company get the job done to move on. 3-2 in extra time. Canada with a massive game today. They've reached the round of 16 for the first time, and it will be some difficult chore for them today in Houston, Texas, taking on Morocco. Morocco finished 4th in the last World Cup of Soccer in 2022. They like their soccer in Mexico, too. That's where Lenny Villavazzo is from, and they're having a great tournament. So it is fun to be around these guys from the different nations. And when you come from places like Mexico and Argentina, we know what sport is first on those countries' roster. And they are fanatical about it. We think we're big hockey fans in Canada. And we are, but no comparison to what happens in the world of football in those types of countries. Villavazzo with just an absolute blast over the second defense. The permanent one here is last time. And he tried to stay back on a changeup. Just the reaction from Lenny would tell me that he had a pretty good notion that that pitch was coming. Lenny's up to 4 home runs now on the year and 16 runs batted in. And does he have another one? Foul. As he is feeling it on this Saturday morning. Missed last weekend after tweaking his knee. running around first base in the championship game in Mitchell, but showing no ill effects today. And this will just make its way into the stands. This ball yard has played host to many major events over the years. ISC World Tournaments. In fact, the ISC World Tournament at one point was scheduled to be right here this year, but things changed. Lots of great international games have been played here. ISC World Tournaments, Canadian Championships. The Canadian Senior Men's and U23 Championships were held here late last August into early September. This year, the site of that event, and it'll be dynamite, will be at the Great Ballparks in Saskatoon. Softball Premier TV will be on hand for that event, and Viavazo has his second hit of the morning. This one, a single, as it was in on his hands a little bit, and he was able to fight it off back up the middle. So Viavazo, 2 for 2. Just punches it past Mannion through the middle of the diamond. So 1 on for Tony Gonzalez. He singled sharply. His first at-bat today. And this one to the screen, but Viavazo didn't see it. Generally, it would give you an opportunity to move up 60 feet. Did not in this case. And again, got away and hit Tony Gonzalez, and he is shaken. That hit him in a tough spot as he's limping towards first base. Yeah, right off the inside of the left calf by the looks of things. And Craig Lyons, the athletic therapist, out to attend to him, and I think they're going to need a pinch runner for Tony, and it's going to be Luciano Biondi who comes on to run, and you hope that isn't anything serious. Hill United already without their captain and shortstop today in Shane Boland. Chiefs have certainly dealt with some injuries early in the year. The good news for the team, they will not play next weekend. They'll have the weekend off, and looks like it might be coming at a very good time for them. So Gonzalez hit by a pitch, and now runners at first and second for third baseman Blake Hunter, who popped out to third to end the first. And Blake trying to launch that a long way. And he's more than capable. In on the hands. And Okawa for the second out of the inning. He has fabulous range and really good hands. For the most part, you will not find Japanese players in this sport who are not as technically sound as they come. No country works at it any harder than the Japanese at the highest level. Their women's team, the reigning Olympic champions. Pipolo Edgar Lopez. He hit a line shot home run in the second. And he's out in front of the changeup on this occasion. Lopez, the team leader now with 6 big flies. $11 for 45 on the season. Another changeup. This gets away. The throw down to third as Derek Hyde got to it quickly. It relayed back to him off the screen, and that was closer than I thought it might be. As Villavazo really had to hustle. As you see, it came right back to Hyde. He didn't even have to really take a step, and he whipped it to third. Lopez drilled it, but foul. Past first baseman, Denny Benson. So 2 more runners in scoring position for Lopez. And a 4-0 Chiefs lead to start the day at the 5-team portion of the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament. There are other divisions being played this weekend as well. This, the elite group. And a strike on the outside corner. And a very important strikeout for Riley Mannion. Hill United leaves runners at second and third and still lead 4-0.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Marco Diaz remaining in the circle, giving up the 1 hit. He's walked a couple and struck out 5. Top of the order, Okawa, Tyler Pauli, and Nick Shales, the scheduled batters. Is Ryuji Okawa, the shortstop, steps into the batter's box. Diaz has struck out the last 4 that he's faced in the game. As Tyler Randerson, who started last night against JDT, gets up and starts his warm-up. Change up to Okawa. He homered last night against JDT. On the ground, and Blake Hunter, who has really done a superb job. When Nick Shales became unavailable to play late last year, Hunter was placed into the spot full time, and he has really fielded his position well. Last weekend, he made a couple of unbelievable plays. As Pauli took a cut and missed. He struck out versus Diaz earlier in the game. He won't this time. And look how Diaz, it does make me chuckle. Because it is so nonchalant yet effective. I got it. No problem up here. Well, 6'3" of me. And the little flip over to first to get Pauli for out number 2. And now it's Shales, who does have a base hit. And the drop ball is fouled away by the veteran. Great personality. He's in terrific shape. the now 41-year-old, a 10-time all-world performer at the ISC World Tournament. Ball and a strike to Shales with two fairly quick outs here in the bottom of the third, and might be the last inning of work in this game for Marco Diaz. Because these teams start facing one another so often, and will continue to do so right through the World Tournament, your pitching choices become interesting. Just because the amount that batters get a chance to see your people. But high-end drop ball for Diaz, who has a second straight 1-2-3 inning as he is in a groove, and his team has provided him 4 runs. We're through 3. You're watching Hill United Chiefs softball on Softball Premier TV. Riley Mannion gives way to the new pitcher. A nice addition and a quality young man in Stephen Normand. Stad Lyle, a softball icon type back in Alberta. Stephen calls Calgary home with Irma, Alberta roots. Pitched 3 innings last night against JDT, gave up 6 runs, 6 hits, struck out 4, and walked 2. Had been a member of the Grand Prairie Pirates at last year's ISC. Joining the Batmen this season. Faced Hill United in the Chiefs' 8-1 win on June 19th. Gave up 5 runs and 3 1/3, 2 hits, struck out 3, and walked 4. That game played in Mitchell, Ontario. If you are a fast pitch softball fan, Ontario is the place to be this summer. It's the 3rd consecutive weekend in a row with terrific events. In fact, it's the 4th weekend in a row. Started at the new fields, the Bear Creek Complex, then to Mitchell, last weekend the Chiefs Challenge in Simcoe, and now Kitchener-Waterloo as Khalil Luna rips it. Mason McKay has trouble with it, and Luna will get the stop sign with a leadoff double. And that one jumped off the bat in a hurry from the 22-year-old youngster from Argentina, as he barreled that up. So Normand greeted that way. And now Alan Pecker singled and was thrown out trying to steal. And Derek Hyde's going to go out runner at second to make sure that he and the pitcher are on the same wavelength. I do not believe that the Batmen are using the PitchCom system. They might be. Not every team is. Allen is 1 for 2 on the day. And Hill United would potentially, in a perfect world for them, shorten the game. And Pecker tries to drop down a bunt. Luna with a big lead because there's nobody over there. No one really covering second base, and makes perfect sense. And a bunt potential attempt. You're going to have the third baseman and first baseman in. Alan Pecker punches it over the head, and Tyler Pauli, Alan Pecker, he's going to be safe at second. I say it every weekend, and all he does is give me more opportunities to feel this way. I'm not sure anyone in the game runs the bases any better than number 59 of the Chiefs. So this is a really close play to begin with. So it's a punch bunt, and that is as close as it gets over at first. And he did not touch the bag, I don't believe, that's in play. He touched the safety bag for the runner. Lee Jacques, the skipper of the group, over to try and settle things down a little bit. So Alan Pecker has his second hit of the game and wasted no time getting to second with some indecision. So no one out for Nick White. Runners at second and third, and Hill United already with a 4-0 advantage. As Normand misses away. Nick White is walked and popped out to short. He is 20 for 37 on the year, 1 for 1 last night. No Hill United player has a higher batting average than Nick White. And Nick with a big head lift. Two balls and a strike as Nick asks about the count and maybe even about the location of the last pitch. Change up from Normand, and it's in the zone. So the infield in. Pauli not necessarily in tight. He's in, but not really in. Will be when the pitch is thrown. And Nick White with a chance to add to his run batted in totals. He has 10 of those. And time again is called. Dave Jackson goes right out with them, the veteran umpire. Nick White trying to continue a rally here in the fourth, and he hits this one deep enough to score Luna. Corey Way the catch. And a sacrifice fly and a run batted in for Nick White to give Hill United a 5-0 lead, and that's a quality at-bat. Get the ball in the air. Gave Luna an easy opportunity to score after he started the inning with a double. So an 11th run batted in for Nick White. And there's one away, and Alan Pecker able to advance. And the Chiefs in front by 5 now. Looking to run their round-robin record at this event to 2-0. Top 3 teams of 5 after the round-robin make the playoffs. Team 1 has a automatic bye into tomorrow's final. Bradley Ezekiel right at Nick Shales, who has a friendly exchange with his old teammate Alan Pecker.
Catcher number 28.
As Ezekiel just missing this pitch. Couldn't quite lift it the way he wanted to. So it's a line out to third. And 2 away now for catcher Bruno Matroni. Is considering the way the inning started, to give up just 1 would be a win for Normand and the Toronto Batmen. And Lenny Villavazzo, who has a 3-run homer and a base hit on the on-deck circle. Matroni has walked and scored and grounded out to Ryuji Okawa at shortstop. And this one comes in. 3 balls, I believe, and no strikes. And wonder if Matroni would have a green light here. 2 away and a run in the 4th. Taking all the way. And that one way inside. Stephen Normand says that one's on me. And runners at the corners now for Villavazzo. Bradley Ezekiel, the courtesy runner. For the catcher, Matroni with 2 out, which came into the game many years ago, probably more than I would think at this point, and the help of speeding things up a little bit. So Villavazzo, 2 for 2, a 3-run blast that opened the scoring. Change up, and Nick Shales with a really good set of hands over at third to end the inning. That ball got to him very quickly. So Hill United scored 1, but it could have been more as they've increased their advantage to 5-0, headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. Marco Diaz giving way to Tyler Randerson. For Diaz, he went 3 innings, gave up no runs on 1 hit. Struck out 6 and walked 2. Randerson enters the game. He pitched 3 innings last night in the 2-1 triumph over JDT. Gave up 1 run, 4 hits, struck out 6, and walked 1. Tyler, another one of the Hill United Chiefs, has been banged up early in the year. He missed last weekend's Chiefs Challenge after tweaking something. in Mitchell, Ontario, in a game against JDT. And set to face his old group again, the Toronto Batmen. He was a Batman for many years. He's thrown 6 innings versus his old group on the year. He's given up 4 runs on 6 hits. He struck out 9 and walked 3. So Randerson in his first full season with Hill United. And when you play a rigorous schedule like the one all these teams are playing this summer, you cannot have enough good pitching. And maybe even more so because you're facing the top competition this year almost every single weekend. There are just no easy games for any of these groups. So Denny Benson will face Randerson to open up the 4th inning in a 5-0 Hill United advantage. And a changeup to Benson. And these are always interesting matchups because the pitcher knows these hitters really, really well after being a longtime member of the team, and vice versa. As Randerson with a high rise that Denny Benson misses. Benson walked back in inning number 1. As the Batman loaded the bases but could not score. On the ground to Viavazzo, and there's one away. It's rare that Denny Benson hits a ball softly, but he was fooled on that one. Just had to try and get a bat on it, which he did. Left fielder Corey Way, he walked in the first. And Randerson took something off against Corey Way, who's hit Hill United well in the first 2 meetings, 3 for 5. And again, some off speed. Being a student of the game and how you prepare is so important, especially when you're facing the same teams weekend after weekend after weekend. Becomes a real chess match. As Randerson tried to get Way with a rise, and Corey's disappointed that he didn't do more with it. Had a notion that was the pitch that was coming. You could tell after he fouled it away. Action all day here on 2 diamonds, but primarily this one. And another changeup. And Randerson with a really nice sequence to get Corey Way for out number 2.
Number 92, Liam LaForest.
And Way was expecting something different. Unable to pull the trigger as right fielder Liam LaForest steps in. He struck out versus the starter Marco Diaz to end the first with the bases loaded. So Hill United had scored 3 on the Lenny Viavazzo blast in the top of the first, and the Batmen had a real opportunity to cut into it, but were unable to. And Randerson is really leaning on the off-speed stuff. And so far, it is moving very well. It's been in a good spot. It was used again off Randerson. Tough play for Luna. So it rolled up Randerson's arm.
Coming to bat, the designated player, number 66, Owen Torrey.
Have to wait and see what the official scoring is. Luna gave it his best shot, but no opportunity. And we'll see if LaForest is given credit for his first hit of the year against Hill United. The drop ball down to Owen Torrey, who is homered against Hill United in their 7-3 victory in the first of 4 weekend events at the Bear Creek Classic. And he tattooed it. Looks like they may have charged an error. And have to Tyler Randerson, so no hit for LaForest. Owen Torrey would love a big one to get his team back in the mix. And this one's going to find some green just over the outstretched glove of Khalil Luna. So 2 balls that were not hit on the nose, but get the job done. In on the hands, fights it off, and Luna just can't quite get to it. And that will be a base hit for Owen Torrey. And off the bench comes the pinch hitter, Cody Skelton. And Skelton is more than capable of changing a game with one swing. He's 0 for 3 against Hill United so far this season. And another player that you could describe when he gets one, he generally really gets one. This one he doesn't really get, and Luna gave it everything he could to get to it. As Hunter was there, so was the speedy Nick White, and it just fell in a spot where none of them could get to it. And Skelton will have another crack. And a strike on the outside portion. So no balls and 2 strikes to Cody Skelton, who wipes off the sunglasses and steps back in. Would love a hit here to get his team rolling a little bit. And this will foul way out of play. Randerson on in relief for the starter, Marco Diaz. And trying to work his way out of a mini jam here. And will not do it. Skelton, the base hit. Here comes LaForest. And the Batman on the board as pinch hitter Cody Skelton delivers an RBI single. And the Batman on the board, trailing 5-1. believe that was with 2 strikes. So Randerson came in. Couple of impressive outs, and then a ball rolled up his arm off the bat of Liam LaForest, and it is turned into a messier inning than he would have liked. Now, can you limit the damage? Runners at the corners, 2 out. And the number 9 hitter in center fielder Mason McKay. These guys are good buddies. And another scenario where Randerson gets ahead. No balls and 2 strikes to Mason McKay. And an easy catch for Villavazzo. So the Batmen do claw 1 out on the board, but trail the Chiefs by a score of 5-1. You're watching Hill United Chiefs softball on Softball Premier TV. The Batmen are on the board and trail Hill United. Second game of the round robin for both teams. I see some umbrellas have come out, and I know what that means. Originally, I think they were calling for rain around 8 this morning, and then this afternoon, but it is starting to rain here in Kitchener-Waterloo. It has been so hot in this part of the country. A huge heat wave has gone through with temperatures, including humidex, into the 40s. Gonzalez fouls back a change of speed from Stephen Normand, who came on in relief of the starter Riley Mannion and did give up a run in the 4th, but actually did a really good job to work his way out of potentially more. And Tony Gonzalez looks at strike 3 and stood there for a second or two before he makes his way to the dugout. 1 away for third baseman Blake Hunter. Blake has popped out to third and to short in the game. And the Normand changeup to begin. Two home runs, a big reason for Hill United's lead. A 3-run shot in the first off the bat of Lenny Villavazzo. This is a hard hit, but again, right at Nick Shales. And he makes another good play at the hot corner. And quickly, there are 2 down in the fifth. And this is exactly what the Batmen would be looking for. You want to put up a 0 after getting a run. Pipolo Lopez has the other Hill United home run today, his 6th of the year, to lead the team in that category. The Chiefs start the day with a doubleheader, and it means another game against the rival Gremlins. That coming up next right here on the schedule and on Softball Premier TV. Two teams incapable, really, of playing uninteresting games against one another. And every single one this year has been terrific. But the Gremlins dealing Hill United a stunning setback in the final of the Chiefs Challenge as Lopez has his 2nd extra base hit of the day. That's a hard hit double. And Pipolo Lopez continues to swing it well. 2 for 3 with a home run and a double for number 9, who homered 3 times last weekend. And now Khalil Luna with 2 out, and he ripped a solid single in his last trip to home plate. And just able to get out of the road of the Normand pitch. And again, Derek Hyde goes out to visit. They both chuckle. And it'll give Pipolo Lopez a chance to shed some of the extra gloves and elbow gear. And Dave Jackson's going to shorten the visit. A lot of laughs happening. You'd like to have a microphone right there. Who knows at this point what they're really talking about? Even Dave Jackson's chuckling. The home plate umpire on his way back to his home in the game. A ball and no strikes to Khalil Luna. And again, it's in. You know, as a pitcher, when players are, diving in on the inner part of the plate, you have to really establish and sometimes come in order to take control of where you want to throw it. If you're the hitter, you're trying to make that area even more compact. Change up. And it's a change up with a curve motion, working away from right-handed batters. Two balls and a strike to Luna, who would love to cash in a run. And there's that change again. And Normand's thrown it well since coming on in relief of the starter, Riley Mannion, in his 2nd inning of work in this game. And he went to it for a 3rd straight time, and it's called strike 3. "5-1 to the bottom of the 5th. Hill United leading the Batmen on Softball Premier TV.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Had a chance to visit the Mont Hill Golf Club. What a beautiful space. Banquet rooms are tremendous. Be a fabulous spot for a wedding and any other type of event. So 5-1 as we have reached the bottom of the fifth. And now Justin Schofield, as for a second straight game, it would appear that Hill United might use all three of their pitchers. And I wonder if that's going to be the trend throughout the weekend, is Okawa trying to drop down a bunt. And Bruno Matroni, he makes this look easy, but it is not. Kawa runs really well, and that throw over top of his head on target for out number one. And now it's Tyler Pauli, who's grounded out and struck out. Pauli is also represented Canada in some world events. Played at the 2022 World Cup and the 2019 World Cup as well in Prague. Did not participate last summer in Prince Albert, although he was part of the team at the qualifying event in 2024 in PA. Have to wait a while for the next Men's World Cup. It does not occur until 2029. No site has been determined as of yet. And Pauli well behind it. Off the end of the bat into the screen. So could very well be the second and last inning for Randerson. Marco Diaz started. Did not give up a run. Struck out 6 and went 3. Randerson looked like he would have a 1-2-3 inning, but a ground ball rolled up his arm. And eventually it led to Cody Skelton coming off the bench as a pinch hitter and driving in the only run. And Pauli drills this to left field. His first hit of the day. And with authority. Head down, goes with the outside pitch, and wallops it into left field. And with one out, the always dangerous Nick Shales, who does have a hit in the game.
Number 27, Nick Shields.
Popped in the air. Villavazo back on the grass and will make the play. So an important out for Randerson as he gets Nick Shales and didn't require a lot of pitches to do so. So 2 away for the power-hitting first baseman, Denny Benson. Denny's walked and grounded out to second. And a changeup to start out of the zone. It's been effective for Randerson in this outing, the changeup. Tyler, velocity-wise, in the high 70s. This one, the rise, that misses. Has good movement, 3 or 4 different pitches, and would love to put up another 0 in what might be his last inning, and definitely looks that way as I continue to watch Justin Schofield work down the line. So Benson saw a pretty steady diet of changeups, and he's witnessed a couple on the first 3 pitches this time from Randerson. Comes back with what looked to be a drop out of the zone. So a favorable hitting count for Benson. And the 3-1 on its way. Hit hard, but right at Piccolo Lopez, who's 5-1 for the Chiefs on Softball Premier TV. Hill United looking to improve its round-robin record here in Kitchener-Waterloo to 2-0. All 5 teams will play 4 round-robin games. Top 3 teams make the playoffs. First place finisher at the end of the round-robin this evening will earn an automatic berth into tomorrow's championship final. Set for noon, depending on Mother Nature. Alan Pecker already with 2 hits in the game, a couple of singles. He's 2 for 3. And had a notion, but laid off of a drop ball for a strike. Stephen Normand in his 3rd inning of relief. Change up, and Alan Pecker, he was borderline sitting on it and just missed it. Chiefs to face the rival Bear Creek Gremlins in their next game. The 2 organizations who, year in and year out, have by and large been atop the ISC ladder. Alan Pecker, you can kiss this goodbye. Another rocket shot. As Alan Pecker drills it to straightaway center. And the Chiefs up their advantage to 6-1. His 3rd hit of the game. In his last 2 games, he is now 7 of 8. It doesn't get much better. So Allen has his 7th home run of the year as he moves ahead of Piccolo Lopez for top spot on the team in that category. And he has his 9th run batted in. And again, a no-doubter.
Come on, man. You see the scoreboard, right? Hey, no, mate. Righty, mate.
Nick White. He's 0 for 2 in the game and has walked. And looks at an outside strike. A little bit of a grin, which generally means that the batter didn't love it. White just scratching the surface. He's only 22. Shales knows he has to hurry. And did for out number 1. Any ball in play for this guy, especially to that side of the diamond, gives you a chance. But Nick Shales, who has been sure-handed over at third, retires him. Brad Ezekiel looking to really get into one of his grooves. He's walked, he's popped out, and then lined out to third. Hits this pretty well. Mason McKay took a step in, but quickly went back on the ball for the second out.
Batting up 2-0, the catcher, number 28, Bruno Matroni.
Good recovery by the left-handed center fielder Mason McKay, as Alan Pecker has homered for a 7th time this season. And Bruno Matroni looks at a first pitch ball. Bruno has walked twice and grounded out to the shortstop. And fouls this well out of play. A still fairly warm, humid day. Not quite in terms of heat like what has gone on here in this area the last week, where it has just been staggering. Was away in Edmonton at another event early in the week and got off the airplane late Thursday in Toronto and just hit you like, wow. Matroni and not even Nick Shales could get to it. It gets a piece of the third base umpire and hope that Mike Crowder's okay. And Bruno Matroni has another hit. It would have been for extra bases. You can't fault the umpire for not being able to get out of the road of that. And looks like Mike is okay, and that's the best news. And Matroni has his first hit of the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament. Lenny Villavazzo, he has 2 hits, including a 3-run homer in the first. He has been very locked in. And Villavazzo has his 3rd hit. Matroni's, or make that Ezekiel, who came in as the courtesy runner, forced the throw, and the throw got away. So good base running by Ezekiel, who made a big wide turn around third to draw the throw, and the throw got away. And runners now at second and third with a couple out. For Tony Gonzalez. And a base hit here could score two. But the changeup in the air, and Pauley back to make the catch. So another run on the board in the sixth for Hill United. And the lead again is 5. It's 6-1. You're watching Hill United Chiefs softball on Softball Premier TV. About to become the third pitcher for Hill United, and he'll take to the rubber with a 5-run lead. Schofield, the 36-year-old Nova Scotian, true student of this sport. Had a great conversation after the game with him last night. Always learn something every time he and I chat, and I very much appreciate that part. Justin has 90 strikeouts this year and 41 2/3 innings of work. Pitched 2 innings last night in the win over JDT, did not give up a run, 1 hit, struck out 5 and walked no one. He only has walked 13 batters all year. And 5 of them actually came in one game last weekend against JDT. As he is set to dig in and face Corey Way. Believe this might be the first Schofield appearance against the Toronto Batmen in the 3 meetings now between the two teams. And his first pitch comes in for a ball. Second straight game that Jeff Ellsworth, John Stewart, and John Hill, the coaching staff, have used all 3 pitchers, and wonder if that trend will continue moving forward. Corey Way did not like that pitch. You could see that dirty look in Guelph. Time is called. Schofield gathers himself. And about to throw a 1-1 pitch to Corey Way. That landing area really gets chewed up, and this is a good diamond. They do a really nice job taking care of things. But when a bunch of different pitchers work in a game, they all step in different spots, different pass. Luna, and he has a really strong arm and showed it. This ball ends up short hopping him just a tad.
The right fielder, number 92, Liam LaForest.
One away for Liam LaForest, who reached on an error. And Schofield had a little extra hot on that drop ball for a strike. Justin's generally in the 80 to 83 wheelhouse. And that's from 46 feet. And the rise gets away on him that time. That's the pitch that he has really worked diligently on in the last 3 or 4 years, especially since COVID, where in many ways, and he was already a tremendous pitcher, reinvented himself a little. As he deals with Liam LaForest in the 6th. First of 2 in a row today for Hill United. They'll face the rival Bear Creek Gremlins in the next game. And Schofield really wanted that. So 3 balls and no strikes to Liam LaForest. And ball 4.
Coming about the designated player, number 66, Owen Torrey.
So Owen Torrey, the batter with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th, and Hill United with a somewhat comfortable 6-1 lead. Things can change. Hill United found that out in the 7th inning against the Gremlins in the championship game of their own tournament last weekend when they led 5-2 going to the 7th and gave up 5. As Schofield tries to settle himself in. This is a role that he's quite accustomed to, coming in late in games. And in on Torrey off the bat. Part of going with a 3-pitcher rotation is you only really get to see a pitcher once in the game, and it saves the arms a little bit. There's Schofield with a rise that had great late movement to get Owen Torrey. Watch this ball move and move late. So first strikeout for Schofield, and there's 2 down. For Derek Hyde. Change up is a strike. Hyde is driven in. The only, or he had a single. Cody Skelton drove in the lone run, batting for Hyde. In the 4th inning. But Hyde re-entered to catch and is batting in his original spot here. And Schofield paints the outside corner. Runner at second and 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. And again, quality location for Justin Schofield, who walked the batter but came right back with 2 strikeouts. 6 in the books, and 6 a key number in the game. Hill United with a 6-1 lead on Softball Premier TV.
Watch the game change.
We have reached the 7th inning in what is a doubleheader start to the day for Hill United. They'll play 3 in total and have 2. They're all tough this weekend when you take a look at this field of 5. Face the Gremlins next, and then the 1-0 Bear Creek Express, who beat the Gremlins last night in a dandy 1-0 on a David Galino walk-off in the 7th. Blake Hunter to start inning number 7 for Hill United. The scorebook is busy in this game. Blake Hunter yet to have a hit. Trying to change that here. Popped out twice and grounded out to Nick Shales at third. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Lenny Villavazzo has 3 hits, including a 3-run homer. Alan Pecker has 3 hits, including a solo homer. Pipolo Lopez has homered and doubled. So Hill United, who managed to win last night against JDT, but only had 2 hits in the process, certainly have been much better in that area in this game as they try to knock off the Toronto Batmen for the second time in 3 meetings. And a strike called on Blake Hunter. As Blake's had a bit of a frustrating morning.
The first baseman, number 9, Pipolo Lopez.
Pipolo Lopez, on the other hand, has not. A line shot home run in the second. And a double his last time. He's 2 for 3. And this one high in the air, but Okawa barely had to take a step. And there are 2 away.
The shortstop, number 95, Khalil Luna.
Khalil Luna, the batter, playing today in place of the banged-up captain and veteran shortstop Shane Boland, who really is, in so many ways, the engine of the group. And hope that he is going to be able to be okay. Certainly next week will be of huge benefit for him to have, by and large, a couple of weeks off before the Chiefs will return to action in Tavistock for the Cephas Roth tournament. Luna has a base hit in the game. He is 1 for 3. In fact, he has a double. Lots of extra base hits in this one for Hill United. Luna taking all the way. Just 22 years of age. And he sat on that changeup. Read it well and has a multi-hit game. Does Khalil Luna. Might be his second of the year. Try and double check that quickly. And it is. He had a big game last weekend at the Chiefs Challenge, went 2 for 3 with 3 runs batted in and a win over JDT. So he has 2 hits today. Alan Pecker, on the other hand, has 3 of them. 7 for his last 8, including a home run in the 5th. Hitting in the leadoff spot today with the absence of Boland. And it hasn't bothered him one bit. See if Allen can put a second consecutive 4-hit game together. He will not, but he's on base again. And the way he's swinging it, that might not be a bad idea. So 2 out and 2 on for Nick White, who is 0 for 3 in the game with a walk. Nick entered the day as Hill United's leading hitter in terms of average. And he'd like to get back in the hit column again here. He has 20 hits on the season. Stephen Normand in his 4th inning of relief. Riley Mannion, the starter. And I'm not sure that their number 1 pitcher, Roman Godoy, is here this weekend. Has not appeared in the first 2 games. And he is such a difference maker, the former Hill United Chief. 2 balls and a strike to Nick White. Change up, Nick White and Nick Shales. He has been solid as solid can be over at third. Takes a hit away from Nick White. Hill United 3 outs away from going 2-0 at the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament here in Kitchener. Hill United, as you see on your screen, have banged out 12 hits on the way to this 6-1 advantage. There's Justin Schofield, the 3rd pitcher of record in the game. And it will be interesting to see who Hill United starts against the Gremlins in the game coming up. Mason McKay. Khalil Luna says, I've got it, and he's got it for out number 1.
Shortstop, number 9, Ryuji Okawa.
And And Bruno Matroni wants to chat with Justin Schofield, the Japanese national teamer. Okawa, 0 for 3. He's grounded out 3 different times. And takes strike 1. Trying to get out of the box as quickly as he possibly could as he looks around. In his first games of the year, he did play last night and he homered for the Batmen in their loss to JDT. The rise ball fools him in this case. And now Hill United just 1 out away from the victory. As Schofield has his 3rd strikeout in his 2nd inning of relief work. Tyler Pauli had a sharp single to left off of his old buddy, Tyler Randerson, in the 5th. Diaz 3 innings. Randerson went 2, and now Schofield with his 2nd inning of work. And do not be surprised if Kuba Osichka doesn't start the game. This will be a base hit for Pauli, his 2nd of the contest, as he just fights it off. It's in his hands, and look at him just in tight, fight it off, and deliver a ball into the outfield. And you know, Nick Shales would like a hit every time he comes up against his former group. And a swing and a miss for Shales. Extra base hits have been the order of the day, including 3 home runs for Hill United off the bats of Villavazo, Lopez, and Alan Pecker. A big reason they find themselves in front by a score of 6-1. And on the calendar next, always worth showing up for when the Chiefs and the Gremlins collide. And they'll do so for the 5th time in our next game, which will probably come up about 20, 25 minutes after this one comes to a conclusion. Did a nice job with the schedule. They built some time in the afternoon for games being a little on the lengthy side, and today more chance of rain. Schofield with a quality play defensively to end the game. Got back at him in a hurry, and he takes a hit away from Nick Shales. Little scoop and the toss. And for a 2nd time in the tournament and a 2nd time on the season, Hill United have a victory over the Toronto Batmen. They're 2-0. The Batmen fall here at the Peter Hallman Memorial, 2-0-2. Next up, 2-0 Hill United, the 0-1 Bear Creek Gremlins. They are incapable of playing a non-interesting game. We'll have it for you in about 20 or 25 minutes. So long for now from Kitchener.